Alright, the last thing we're going to do in this episode is hook up the throttle cable. So we have the cable going up to our throttle linkage here, which is actuated by the pedal here. So there's a raw cable end coming out of the sleeve, and that goes towards the gas pedal and is looped around, secured by a piece of fuel line and a cable lock. That looks like this. It's a two-piece unit that you put both sides of the cable in and then secure it down. That's a 8mm bolt on there. Alright, so you can see the cable is just coming out here. It is just a loose cable. What we're going to do is go under the tie rod, and here you have the pedal setup. Now the pedal is comprised of basically just this stainless steel tube with two loops on it. One being for the throttle cable, the other one being for the spring that brings the pedal back to position. The other components here are set screws to define the start and stop positions of that pedal travel. Now, and that's going to be very critical. You want this, one, to fit you with the range of pedal travel, and two is you want to stop the pulling on the cable before it starts really pulling on the throttle. So you really want to set this stop so that it's just getting it to full throttle, and you're not, pulling anymore or working that throttle or stretching the cable or wrecking the throttle assembly. So the way we do that is in the second loop, I've got just a small piece of fuel line, and that really is just to protect the cable. And trust me, you put that in there, it's going to last a heck of a lot longer than if you were to not do that. Alright, so in order to install the cable lock, simply thread it through. Make sure you know what side you're going down. You want the excess, the tail, hanging off to come on this way. And what we're going to do is hide that in such a way that you don't lose flexibility later on, or if you decide to use this cable on another cart. So we'll put that through, thread that through there. Good. And there is our throttle. Okay, so again, I'm just going to tighten this up just a little bit here, just so it's just seating but not tight. And now I'm going to pull on this. That's full throttle there, so I can snug this up and put it right to my stop. Now I'm going to go ahead and tighten this the rest of the way now. Torque it on there good. You don't want to lose throttle in the middle of a race. There. And that is it. Now, you should see your throttle opening 100%. There shouldn't be any more movement, so it is there. And I'm also hitting it on the bolt below. So any further movement's not really going to stress the throttle cable. It's really only going to bend the pedal here because of our stop here. So let me just confirm you can see that there. Right, so you got the stop below the start point where it's resting, and that's it. That's our smooth throttle. And if we come over here and take a look, actuating the gas pedal, you can see we're getting full throttle all the way open on it. And that's it, throttle cable installed. Now, one thing we don't see on this cart that you see on most carts is a small hole here in the bumper holder. And what that would allow us to do is feed this extra cable through the hole and right into this bumper. And what that does is just make sure that that tail is neatly taken care of and not hanging off or making a mess. It allows us to keep the rest of the length on there. So if yours doesn't have that, just make one. Just like that. Make sure it's not bird. Good. So we've got the excess cable, and I think I used a 1/16 inch drill bit. So it's loose if I'm pulling it straight out, but if I try to pull it this way, it actually locks itself in there. So it's not going to accidentally come out or anything. We've got perfect throttle play. We're good to go. Well, folks, I want to thank you for watching my kart build there. It was a pleasure going through it all and documenting what we were doing there. I had a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I sold it before we could really finish it up. I wanted to go through the steps of seat setup and, general testing and tuning, and then go through the difference between the stock parts versus the aftermarket performance parts that we bought for it. But alas, I'm on to other projects. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos from Eso's Garage.